Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to talk about Saturn in 6th house, what kind of general results we can see if Saturn is in 6th. And it is an extremely important situation for Saturn to be in, particularly if you are seeing any kind of struggles, delays, challenges, financial issues, career problems, education difficulties, relationship or marriage problems. Then there can be a possibility that Saturn might be placed in your 6th house in the chart and it is bringing these kind of issues. But at the same time, Saturn can also bring plenty of good results in this particular position. We are going to discuss both good and negative, positive, negative aspects of Saturn being in 6th. Now, and if you are experiencing any kind of problems given by Saturn in this situation, then what are the remedies, practical and astrological both, that you can follow to improve the situation, that we are also going to talk about. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself, you can go on this website. The link is given in description. So we are going to discuss about Saturn in 6th. Now, first situation which I'm going to take here is Saturn is well placed in 6th house. Now, a strong Saturn. What do I mean by this? So Saturn is exalted. It is in its own sign or friendly sign, or it is the zodiac sign in which it is sitting. The lord of that sign is well placed in the chart. And at the same time, Lagna lord, sun and moon, they must be well placed in the chart. If they are weak, then Saturn in 6th house will enhance the struggles and challenges and problems in life. So Lagna lord, sun and moon, they must be strong and well placed in the chart. If they and let's suppose other planets also, these three, sun, moon and ascendant lord, they govern the inherent fundamental strength of the chart. If they are weak, no matter how good your other planets are, you won't find the expected results of these planets, even if you are running their dashas. So if any of these situations which I discussed, the more Saturn is well placed, the better it will be in this 6th house, because malefics in 6th house, they are considered good. So like Sun, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, they are considered favorable to give results in 3, 6 or 8 or 10 or 11. In these houses, they are considered suitable if they are well placed. Now, so if Saturn is strong and well placed in 6th house, it means that it can give favorable results. So first of all, understand that 6th house is the house of delay and struggles and challenges. So in 6th house, it means that Saturn is going to give struggles and challenges in any possible areas of life. But ultimately, it helps you to overcome them and be victorious in your life. So that is the point. 6th house does not mean that you are not going to face challenges, struggles, hardships, delays. It's going to be there. But at the same time, Saturn gives you the strength as well as the capability to overcome those things in life and ultimately be successful. That is how it works. And at the same time, there is a reason why this happens, because Saturn in 6th, and the more Sun and Mars are strong, this will be much more seen. It gives you patience, consistency, discipline, relentlessness. A person never gives up, no matter what. Dedication, competitive spirit, courage, risk-taking capability, practical approach, tactfulness, strategic worldview, resourcefulness, hard work, capacity to do that. These are the reasons why it gives you the victory over the problems in life, because Saturn will bring these traits in personality as well, and they become the reason to overcome the challenges in life. That is how it works. And at the same time, Saturn teaches through life experiences. So Saturn in 6th house, it gives a lot of life experiences and teaches a lot, and it makes person mature early. Saturn in 6th house, generally you will find that it gives you a lot of events in life which teach you a lot, and it ultimately matures you at an early age, and it gives you a realistic, pragmatic worldview, and person who is less expecting and not having unnecessary false hopes and living in denial, and they become quite cynical of the reality. That is how Saturn in 6th functions. It exposes you to the suffering of the world. You are not living in your imaginary bubble anymore. You are exposed to the reality that, okay, this is how the world is. This is how the things are. This is not anymore what you can say, some fantasy land which I have imagined. That kind of attitude or approach or a perception is given by Saturn in 6th if it is well placed. That is how it functions. Then Saturn in 6th, depending on how Sun and Mars are, it gives you a liking for sports and fitness as well. And there, Saturn in 6th house is considered excellent for several fields like law, judiciary, social work, public service, government jobs, politics, banking, financial service, insurance, fintech, accounts, audit, commerce, defense, means military, police, all kind of security jobs, STEM fields of all kinds, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, any field in sixth Saturn can bring that. Life sciences, sixth house is healthcare and medicine. So life science and medicine and healthcare fields, agriculture, sports and fitness, Saturn is excellent for them in sixth. You have to see the yogas for each of them, how they are. Then it gives you the things. Ultimately, Saturn in sixth is, as I mentioned, ultimately it will give you success, but it tends to take your test a lot, and it brings certain delay and struggles, but it gets better with time, because sixth house is a upachai house. It gets better with time. So ultimately, Saturn in sixth house has capacity to give success, victory, good results in life finally. Then now we are going to talk about Saturn in sixth, but it is weak and afflicted. So by weak and afflicted, I mean that Saturn is in enemy sign, debilitation sign, with no cancellation of debilitation, and the zodiac sign in which it is sitting, the lord of that sign is badly placed in the chart. It is associated with 6th, 8th or 12th lords, or Sun, Mars, Rahu, Ketu are afflicting it. It is getting retrograde while being in bad signs. It is in deep Papakartri yoga, or it is in total combustion or Mrityu Bhag, any of these situations. And simultaneously, if Sun, Moon and Ascendant Lord, they are also weak, Saturn in 6th house will have tremendous capacity to create problems in life of whatever kind. That depends on the chart. But understand, Sun, Moon as Ascendant Lord, mainly the Ascendant Lord, plays a very vital and significant role in seeing the Saturn in 6th. Because 6th house is ultimately a malefic house. If Lagna is weak, it means it will have more propensity and capability to create problems where you will face a lot of struggles to overcome them, because first house is you. So if first house is weak, 6th house planets, we are discussing Saturn, any planet in 6th, it will have capacity to create a lot of problems where it becomes difficult for the person to tackle them. So first house must be strong. So Lagna Lord and the Sun and Moon, you must see them. If they are also weak or afflicted or damaged and making bad yogas, Saturn in 6th house can create a lot of problems at the same time. So first of all, what we can see, multiple issues. You have to see the total chart, how the other planets are. And what I'm going to discuss, I'm just going to talk about all kinds of possibilities here. You just have to take it as a source of information. Don't jump to conclusions just on the fact that, okay, my one planet is here and I'm not considering any other planets. I'm just coming to a faulty conclusion. Don't do that. So first here, just understand what kind of possibilities can be there if Saturn is weak and afflicted. So it can, first of all, create continuous struggles, hardships, failures and sufferings. Now what will happen? Saturn, no matter how good it is, it will still give you challenges and struggles. But as I said before, that it will give you ultimately success and victory over them because of the qualities which it also brings in personality that we discussed. But if Saturn is bad, Sun and Mars are all weak, then these qualities won't be there. There will be no willpower, discipline won't be there, indiscipline, irresponsibility, blames, excuses, impractical approach, irrationality, impatience. No competitive spirit. Person does not, it means you leave things in between. You don't complete them. If that is kind of, that kind of nature is present, how can you expect to overcome any kind of issues in life? Not possible. So that is the reason that the struggles persist, hardships continue, failures are going on, and suffering is inevitable. That is the reason. Okay, at the same time, 6th house is loans and debts. So it can show financial problems, loans, debts, savings are not there, loss of assets. Either person is not able to build any properties or assets, or even if they have that, they lose it ultimately because of any kind of problems in life. Then career instability, no recognition and growth, bad workplace environment can be seen. Enemies, 6th house is enemies. If Saturn in 6th house is strong, and your Lagna, sun and Moon are well placed, it means that even though you have enemies, ultimately you will win, no matter what. Ultimately you will win. But if 6th house is negative, Saturn is sitting there, your Lagna is weak, Sun is weak, Moon is weak, enemies will win over you. So you won't. So that is the problem. So enemies, court cases, loss of reputation and name, anything is possible. Then troubles in education. If Saturn is associated with fifth or ninth house, let's suppose it is fifth lord, badly placed in sixth, it can show either the education is suffering, or person is not able to concentrate, or bad company, does not want to study at all. Illiteracy can be seen, incomplete education, gaps, delays, challenges, all kind of hurdles in education and learning can be there. Then it is not good for the marriage part, because sixth house is the house of divorce and separation and arguments and challenges in the marriage. So if Saturn is directly responsible for marriage, its influence will be much more. But if Saturn is afflicted and seventh house or other yugas for marriage are not good, then it can signify bad marriage, divorce and separation depending on the chart. Then chronic incurable diseases, because that is sixth house, health problems, diseases. If it is good, it can make person more fitness oriented. If it is bad, it can show chronic incurable diseases and bad mental health, depending on how moon and Mercury are, because they govern your mental health. Then adharma, that depends on the Jupiter and ninth house placement as well. But Saturn in sixth can show this, that adharma. Adharma means immorality, corruption, unethical behavior, greed, selfishness, lies, manipulation, cunningness, deceit. All these negative tendencies are coming up in the personality. So obviously all the things which I said, they are extremely negative, but that is how it is. There are people living among us with these kind of issues. We can't ignore that. That is how astrology functions. You have to understand how the real life works. And Saturn can bring excellent results in sixth, that I discussed, and it has equal capacity to create a lot of problems depending on how other planets are. So again, I'll refrain. Don't jump to conclusions. Take it as a source of information. See the entire chart, see other planets, and then arrive at a situation that, okay, this is how it is functioning. It is affecting this area in a good way and this area in a bad way. And that depends, varies from chart to chart always. So this is just a broad perspective, a view, that one single planet in one single house, what kind of possibilities it can fetch to bring results in life, positive and negative both. If you are experiencing any of the troublesome bad aspects of Saturn which we discussed, I have made 2 videos on the remedies for Saturn. Watch them. Practical and astrological remedies both are discussed there in detail. Follow those videos, implement those remedies, and you will see quite a lot of improvement in life. So watch those videos. Their link is given in card section above and in the description below. So that is all from my end regarding Saturn in sixth. Hope you understood how it functions. And if you are new to my channel, subscribe below for more posts and reels and information. You can connect on my Facebook and Instagram page and website. Their links are shown in description. Else we will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.